Okay, kids, we've been mentioning climate change, global warming, sea level rise, glaciers melting, temperatures rising, and so on. And we've been mentioning heat waves and extreme rainfall, floods, landslides, etc. But I hope you are able to distinguish the slow changes like the temperature warming over decades and decades, sea level rising slowly, few millimeters per year, glaciers melting slowly, even though they're accelerating, and so on. And the extreme weathers are actually much faster time scale. They can happen in a few minutes, few hours, days, and so on. And the slow changes are called chronic changes, and the fast changes are called acute stressors or acute changes, and they are always interacting with each other. And the idea is that the warming is creating increasing extreme weather, whether it's heat waves, extreme rainfall, droughts, wildfires, and even some health impacts, which we will discuss a bit later. And again, remember that global warming is making the atmosphere warmer and increasing water vapor in the atmosphere, which can condense and release energy and make storms stronger, more rainfall, faster falling rainfall, etc. Here are some images. Some of them may be scary for you, so be sure to have some adult with you. But we are going to looking at uh, winter extreme events, frozen lighthouse, for example, as well as tornadoes and floods and landslides and so on. And remember, when we see a change in extreme weather, like let's say, as we mentioned in another podcast before, the heat waves may be getting much stronger than before, and we call these changes, when we see them as detecting a change, detection of change, and then you have to show that they are actually related to global warming. And there are some complicated approaches of science tools that tell us that in fact the changes are being driven by global warming. That's called attribution of the cause. Okay, so pay attention to what's happening in the area where you live, or in a region that may be of interest to you, or where your grandpa may have come from, and see in the news how they are showing it, what they are saying about climate change. Now, are we adding to the impacts of climate change, for example, building on the slopes, and then rainfall increases and landslides increase and people get hurt? So all these are complicated combinations that you need to track.